welcome back to another episode of R&R. I am your host, Jamerson Ballard. Let's get it. All right, today is Monday because I like to do the shows on Monday. Um, and I know I promised to get into that later, and there is a specific reason why I prefer to do the shows on Monday. Me being a melanated person, I'd like to call it Melanated Mondays because Um, quite honestly, I've heard up north, like specifically Boston and places like that, that they actually call melanated people Mondays, and they say that it's because nobody likes Mondays. So, in typical Jamerson fashion, I made it my business to make Monday now my favorite day of the week. Um, Yeah, and I tend to do that. Like, it's a happy Monday, man. Uh, God put it on my heart to bring that to the forefront one day when I left church, probably around 2005 ish. Um, and it was just like it hit me like today is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, Happy Sunday was born, which became Happy Monday, Happy Tuesday, and I want to see how good or how fast good news traveled, and it took about a year. At the time, I was in Oakland on the West Coast, Deep East Oakland. Shout out to y'all. And it it took about a year for me to hear it from a lady. I think it was a meteorologist. Maybe it was Good Morning America today. One of those shows on the East Coast, and they were. I think they started with Friday. Of course, Friday usually everybody's favorite day of the week because of the weekend. But Happy Friday, I heard it and I was elated because it was just like wow, it caught. You know what I'm saying? And now I hear it everywhere, and it's kind of weird, but it's awesome. And if y'all never knew who God used to bring that term to fruition, it's me, motherfucker. Anyway, um, but yeah, man. Today's topic of discussion is less availability creates increased value, and it's really self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't able to come up with a whole lot of notes on this topic because, again, it's self-explanatory, motherfucker. The harder it is to catch up with your ass, the more valuable your company is. Period. Right now, I'm in Oklahoma City, and man, it was a point in time where weed was super illegal here. You understand what I'm saying? Like it was criminally so, and I used to, cause I was born and raised here. When I finally got to a point where I was, kind of in my teenage years, and I wanted to, do my thing. I wanted so bad for weed to be legal, and now it's here. At the time, all we had was Reggie, and it was everywhere. But one thing that we couldn't get was some gas, and this was before we started calling it gas. I think for a long time we was calling it um, Doty. Doty was the term. This is to let you know about how old I am. It's like early '90s. You know what I mean? Towards the later '90s is when I ended up graduating um, high school, and it was actually Job Corps. I wasn't supposed to graduate till 2000, but I got my GED and I was like in Job Corps in '98, and I was like 16 and I started smoking, and I wish weed was legal, and because I liked it, and but all I ever knew was Reggie, and this is also before we started calling Reggie. I might have had something to do with it, like becoming called Reggie, because it was just like it wasn't no point in calling it regular weed because it's all the weed we had. It wasn't until like I was exposed to Doty, or later known as gas, that it was like we had to make the differentiate had to differentiate between the two. It was like, you know, what is that? Like that's it started with like things like purple, and you know what I mean. Like it was just like Doctor. Mac Dre was still alive, and purple was that taking over the area. You know what I'm saying? So you know, um, Doty at the time was probably still kind of prominent, but it was like $50 for like a 3.5, I think, and like $100 for a seven, and you couldn't find it nowhere. You'd have to be somebody come from out of town to bring it in order for you to have it, and you'd have to spend the money to get it. You know what I mean? And I just getting into the weed game really was able to have access to purple more than most people, because a lot of the friends that I made were from Northern California and in Vallejo and areas like that. And you know, when I was going to the Lou, a few gentlemen kind of took a liking to me, and we did our thing, man. It was a wonderful time. But uh, after I got exposed to like purple and gas, it was like there was no way I was going back to smoking regular ever again. And that's where it was like, what is that, bro? Is that regular weed? Was that breath smoking Reggie? Ew. Reg? Breath blowing big Reg. Like, negative. You can never do that ever again. It just like became frowned upon because I was exposed, you know what I'm saying, to another way of doing things. And I just had to keep going that way, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like, there was no way I was going back, you know? It took a long time for me to get into where I could actually purchase it. You know what I'm saying? Because you start out by smoking other people's stuff a little bit, and then it's like, well, then you find out how much it is, and it's like, okay, now you gotta buy it. And now it's to the point where I would never wait for somebody else to purchase in order for me to partake, because it's just something I have to do. It's my thing. You know what I'm saying? But uh, I'm into things that are, hard to find, rare, and I'm pretty eccentric. So my style of taste, my style of dress, and a lot of other things. Just it'll be things that you just have to know in order to know that that's something that's either highly sought after or hard to come by. And you know, they say great people have great taste. So I just, I've never been the type of I became this kind of person where it was just like I couldn't be just into what everybody else is into or what everybody else has access to. I had to be the kind of person that had access to things that most people didn't have access to, which is why a lot of those gentlemen from the town at the time took a liking to me, because you know they were used to having high quality weed, and the weed that they was made available to them was like shit. And even though the shit that I was bringing was not as good as the shit they was used to, it was still better than the shit that they was being exposed to, and they was like, I like this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how it started. But um, yeah. What about you though? Are you a run of the mill kind of standard guy every day? You know what I mean? A girl can get anywhere, or a guy can get that type of woman anywhere. Like, why would you just be that kind of person? You know what I mean? You're a dime a dozen. I mean, it's your responsibility to do things to make yourself, you know, well, to help people understand how special you are. It would behoove you to do things to stand out. You know what I mean? And one of those things I like to do is just be a man of your word. Oh, and tell the truth. It's so rare for a dude to meet a woman and just tell the truth. It's ridiculous. It's like I can't see how dudes do it. Like, but once you do it, you'll see how rare you are and how people respond to that. And it's like after that, you don't want to go back to being a guy that has to deceive, lies, or scandalize to get what it is that you're trying to get out of a woman or a business deal or anything. For one, it's unnecessary. You know what I mean? Two is just it's not it's not necessary. Niggas be lying to get pussy, lying on their dick. This lying ass nigga, I can't be around that shit, man. Them people are everywhere. I don't have time. You know what I mean? I don't have time. So if you are that type of person, or even if you're not, like you won't have access to me. It's just I won't make myself accessible to a person who does shady business practices, or you're just not a person of your word. You're scandalous. I mean, there are people that I know are ain't shit. You know what I mean? But I know they ain't shit, and that may be the purpose that they're in my life, so that I thwart off other people who ain't shit. You know what I mean? Is it like it takes one to know one, but his brand of ain't shit it outranks yours. So you're not gonna want to be bothered with him or I because you won't be able to hang. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to resort to those tactics, but gotta have some of everything in your arsenal. At any rate, um, yeah, being busy is one of those things that will make you when you're less available. And if you handling your business, you won't have time to be worried about what other people are doing. You know what I mean? People that gossip and have other like bad things to say about people behind their back. What you thought they was talking about you in a favorable light when you're not around, they doing the same shit to your ass. They talking shit about you too, just like they talking about that motherfucker. And I ain't perfect. I talk shit, but I just talk shit to your face. Anything you heard me say behind the motherfucker back, I done said it to their face first. That way it don't matter if it get back to him. I told him before I told you that he ain't shit. I told him to his face. I might have not have said it like, nigga, you ain't shit, but like, hey, damn, bro, damn, you really don't give a fuck, huh? Like, you don't care about how people feel about you, bro. Like, you sorry, you lazy, you scared. That's everywhere. We don't need no more of those people, man. We got too many of those people. Do me a favor, man. Do yourself a favor. Be a stand-up person, male or female. Do what you said you was gonna do. Keep your word, man. Do that because that's a rare thing. If you could start with that, that'd be great. You know what I mean? Show up on time. Do what you said you was gonna do, or just don't make promises you can't keep, man. That's ridiculous. Women sometimes do that to their kids, their sons, their daughters, and they wonder why they bring home some less attractive individual who, for all intents and purposes, not may not look the way you think they should look, but because they keep their word, they was able to keep your son's attention for long enough to have a baby and get married to him. With the simple fact that they did what they said they was gonna do, and your ass could never do that. Don't be that kind of person, man. I'm not here to tell people what to do, but be a stand-up individual, man, and you will have stand-up people around you. You will get better results in life, and you won't be having to look out your things are still going to go away. Things are still going to be bad. They're going to happen. Things that you didn't plan for, didn't like. But if you do the right thing for the most part, you don't have to worry about being robbed or stole from or scandalous because you're not a thieving, scandalous person. You know what I mean? You got too many individuals out here who don't want to follow rules or do anything that anybody else is asking them, and then wonder why they have these bad results. You got parents coming up to schools and talking crazy to people that's trying to teach your kids, and they don't owe your kids nothing. You can't expect for them kids to learn how to act in the schoolhouse. They supposed to learn that at home. You're not teaching them at home. They got not gonna behave out there, and if they're not behaving out there, they not gonna get this. You not. They're not gonna be spared by people out there like they would by you. You know what I mean? So just do the world a favor, man. You know, get your shit together. You know, do what you said you was gonna do. Make plans, follow through. You know, be a stand-up individual. A lot of people put emphasis on being a leader, and it's good to be a leader. But really, what people don't tell you is that you have to be a good follower before you can be a good leader. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, if you trying to go somewhere and you ain't never seen nobody go there before, get with somebody that's headed that direction, man. Get you a mentor. You know what I'm saying? You can't be afraid to hang out with people who are better than you at things or more successful than you. You know what I'm saying? So, but these people are sometimes hard to come by. You know what I mean? So, you know, when you see a person driving a car that you would like to have, instead of trying to figure out how you can steal from them, maybe it'd be better if you asked them what they did for a living. You know what I mean? Maybe even ask them if they were hiring, if they could, point you in the direction of how to attain some of those things in the right way, and not being scandalous or trying to steal or take or destroy. You know what I'm saying? Because we need more people out here that's gonna, put the work in and build, and do the right thing, man. Like I said, it's a lot of jokes and shit out there right now. A lot of funny, happy, nonsensical type. You know what I'm saying? But as a people, I'm under the impression that we need to tighten up. That's why I'm making these damn videos. Think I want to do this shit? I don't want to do this shit. This shit ain't fun. This shit ain't cool. I'm just tired of slapping niggas. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas ain't getting their ass whooped at home, and they come out here in this world and they think shit's supposed to go the way they want it to go because they throwing fits and shit like they mama. Nigga, that ain't how shit run. And I hate for you to go in jail and get ran up in order to learn respect. You know what I'm saying? At any rate, man, yeah. You know what I mean? Do the right thing when ain't nobody looking, man. That shit is rare, so it's hard to find. Keep your dick to yourself, man. If you ain't got no place to live, you ain't got no job, what is you fucking for? And if you're a female, how is you handing pussy to a motherfucker that ain't got no job? You wonder why the nigga don't take you out to eat nowhere, but you didn't require that to get the pussy in the first place. You nigga gave the nigga Ray Way some pussy before you even knew the nigga last name. You don't know the nigga first name good. You ain't asking enough questions. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta tighten up, man. I mean, not even just as black people, just young people out there. Your genitals work, man. They work. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Do something different. You know what I mean? You was a kid that was a product of a broken home. Why do you think that is? Probably because you out there sneak fucking in somebody else's house, and now when you get the girl pregnant, you ain't got no place to live. You done got kicked out your house. We need way, way less of that. There's too many baby daddy, baby mamas out there. You know what I mean? In order for you to get better, you have to require better of yourself. A better screening process is what would result from that. And you would, what I mean? You definitely get better results. It just, it's probably gonna be boring to some of you niggas because you're so used to seeing drama and scandalization. It's just not even, it's not something you're ready for. You know what I mean? But I'm not trying to. You see, I got all my hair. I'm not trying to be bald because I got 3 or 4 different baby mamas and drama in all these different households, and I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it. So I'll be a rare, hard to find person who don't have a bunch of kids out here and ain't lying to a bunch of women and trying to trick them into give me some pussy because I'm not worried about that. I'm too busy trying to keep my shit together, be trying to figure out how to trick you. So do yourself a favor and get you some business and quit trying to figure out how you can trick niggas like me, and you won't be in court all the time and trying to chase niggas down and try to get clothes for your baby and all that, man. Nobody want to hear that shit. I'm tired of seeing it. It's irritating, and I'm ranting a little bit, but that's what the fuck this shit is for. And I hope if it's entertaining, it's entertaining, but the seriousness in it is being taken seriously because you know and it's scary out here, man. I definitely don't want to be an older gentleman expecting for things to be handled. When I'm at the age where I can't handle it myself no more because all you little niggas ain't shit. I'm talking to all y'all niggas that was born after 1995. I need y'all to step it up, man. You know, be 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 respectful when you see me. You know what I mean? Because I respect myself, and that might be rare, but I'm not a black person or an adult that you know surrounds myself with disrespectful people or antics, and so do me a favor, man. Just be respectful out here, man. Have a good time, enjoy yourself, get your money. You know what I mean, and be humble. You know what I mean, because those type of people are kind of hard to find. It'd be nice if it was more of those. You know what I mean, but I don't know what more of it's gonna take. I'm doing my part though. This is this has been R&R. Shout out to the Capital Letter Club. My cash app is $SuperStee. That is SuperStee. If I've done or said anything that may have given you some some wind beneath your wings, I appreciate the lookout, man. But like I said, it ain't. I'm not doing this for no money or even no recognition. It's just on my heart to do this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can't get to everybody, man. But if you know somebody that could use this, man, send it to his ass, man. And then subscribe, nigga, and keep fucking with me. I got plenty of game for you clowns, man. I ain't, you know what I mean? Just stop it.